Huh. It's been a while. I wonder what's been going on with Phineas and Ferb lately. Sure, what the heck, it's Halloween season. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please and thank you. Okay, just to clarify, I went on record saying that Season 5 of Phineas and Ferb so far has been genuinely respectable in capturing the spirit of the original series, and for the most part that is true. You got the catchy music, no one's out of character for what it's worth, and it's still really funny and well written. So with all that being said, and I ask this out of my most earnest sense of curiosity, what exactly was going on through Dan and Swampy's heads when making the Candace suit and Attack of the Candace suit? Impulsively, I thought to myself, but nah, this show is way too dignified and wholesome for me to ever jump to that conclusion. Or maybe as far as I'm concerned, the bar is just really that low. I'm not gonna pretend like I know Dan and Swampy on a personal level, but I've seen enough stuff behind the scenes to believe that they're genuinely passionate and thoughtful about their work, and that they most likely hold their writing team to the same standard. For all I know, I'd like to believe that applies here as well. Amidst the premise, the uncomfortable visuals, and really the idea as a whole, can I interpret these videos ironically and in good conscience, as ironic as that might sound? Well, let's take a gander, shall we? For whatever reason, not only did we get a callback to Buford's most questionable tendency, which I thought was just going to be a one-time thing, but they expanded on it. Twice. First things first, the invention of the day. Phineas and Ferb's latest is a giant pogo stick, and for what it's worth, this moment was really fun and sweet.
3, 2, 1.
This is awesome!
Told ya! It's nice to be appreciated.
Then, Candace is hit with the theory that if she disguises her mom as her, said invention won't disappear the moment she gets her to look this time. Any outsider to this series might be thinking, okay, she's gonna put on a wig, apply some makeup, maybe make her literally stick her neck out? Guess again. Yeah, remember when Buford conveniently had a life-size mold of Candace and apparently all of his other friends? I wish I didn't, but for whatever reason, and all these years later, this one idea from a long line of episodes is taken to an even more bizarre new level. When Candace needs a mold of herself again, he offers something so much more disturbing. If this weren't a kid's show, I would be more hard-pressed to ask, is there any line Buford's outlandish sense of defiance wouldn't cross?
No flirting with employees. Is it that big of a problem?
One chili dog, and your shirt color really suits your eyes.
You've already been warned, Buford.
So yeah, Candace gets a bunch of suits that look like her hollowed out corpse, and I guess for the fun of it, everyone tries one on.
Jesus, man!
For whatever it was worth though, it was cute seeing Phineas and Isabella share a brain cell.
We're putting them on, aren't we?
Duh!
Meanwhile, the usual Perry and Doof shenanigans, but that's not important. For now. Everyone suits up, we get a song for the occasion, and to top it all off, probably the most uncomfortable imagery the show has ever mustered. I'm not saying the show is incapable of decent horror. Heck, being turned into a mindless Doof clone is a pretty frightening concept. But good God, man. It says something when I can't stare at what you're presenting without this constant and unpleasant feeling in my gut. There's a fine line between frightening with purpose and creepy for the sake of it. And this really teeters a lot more on the latter. Boy, you know you're doing something wrong when you remind me of the Owl House's setting and world building. Or the Owl House in general. Yeah, I said it!
Well, why you boring me? I'm right!
But anyways, Candace convinces Mom to put on a suit, the former accidentally keeps bringing the wrong dupe to the backyard, and by the time she hits the right one, it's too late again. In the meantime, and after the fact respectively though...
Hey, look at me, I'm a cowboy!
A few moments later.
You'd think this rare abnormality of an episode would be the end of this shtick, but we got a follow-up, and it manages to be even more uncomfortable. The last Candace suit gains sentience, swallows Doofenshmirtz whole, and thanks to Linda in her infinite wisdom, it makes its way to the house where it plans on replacing the real Candace. And dear God, Every time I look at this thing in any literal shape or form, I am literally cringing. I mean, just look at this thing! Who wrote this? Okay, that checks out a bit. Are we sure this wasn't meant to air around October? But anyways, you can kind of guess where the plot goes. The suit gets caught, it goes on the run, but in a twist, the suit swallows Candace and goes unnoticed again. Oh, and in the meantime, Candace is practically suffocating throughout the whole process in yet another uncomfortable visual. I'm sorry, how did a wholesome Disney cartoon of all things provoke so much claustrophobia I didn't even know I had? I don't freaking know. And if it weren't for this dude knowing his girlfriend too well, it would have gotten away with it. Yo, find someone who understands you the way Jeremy understands Candace. Speaking of character dynamics though, this one moment bothers me more than any of the creepy imagery. The suit gets caught, gives a pity speech, and then it lunges at Isabella. And what's our homeboy Phineas' first reaction?
Hey, get off her.
Yeah, the same dude who built her a whole haunted house just to cure her hiccups, panicked for once when she was missing, and took what's basically a zombie bite for her? I'm sorry, is it weird for me to expect a little more out of him at the sight of her being harassed? Okay, I know I've gone on record saying this show doesn't hinge too much on character development most of the time, but even this brief moment should be one of those exceptions, but I digress. The suit gets foiled, and cleverly enough, the gang sends it to... Okay, see, now that's something worth making a callback to. And that's that. So, can I say this is the most disturbing and stomach-churning episode in this show's history? I mean, yeah. It's not like with Night of the Living Pharmacist, where the premise is silly, but it's still efficiently terrifying. This just feels terrifying. Are these two episodes, especially the latter one, bad by most means? No? It's still engaging, no one's behavior is out of character. Mostly.
Hey, get off her! Stop that!
And it's still got a decent message at the end of it all. Yeah, the whole reason the living Candace suit wanted to swallow Candace is because, well, she wanted to be Candace in hopes of coping with its own identity crisis, teaching the girl to appreciate her own life and who she is, for whatever it might be worth. I'm not gonna pretend I'm some sort of horror expert, but I do understand that good horror shouldn't just frighten you for cheap laughs, contrived stakes, or uninspired world building. And well, time and again, this show hasn't missed with Halloween specials, but maybe the one time they knocked it out of the park just set the bar a little too high. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I comfortable embracing this narrative ironically? Especially for a show teeming with irony and self-awareness? Probably not. Would I say it's the worst episode in the franchise? By default and in my opinion? Maybe. Hear me out. Hear me out. Off the top of my head, I don't think there's ever been a Phineas and Ferb episode that's outright bad. Which, in the span of about 4.5 seasons, it says a lot. But if I was forced to say that I had a least favorite episode, I would say it's these two for more or less personal reasons. At the end of the day though, and like I've mentioned in the past, I trust the passion behind these writers and creators, so maybe in time, this will grow on me and I can embrace the irony as usual. But only time will tell.